Good morning, everyone. It is May 10th, 2019. These are your morning announcements. All right, let's talk about UFOs today, guys. It's not really a subject that I talk about very often, but let's talk about this today. I've been watching a lot of videos lately about Project Bluebeam, and if you don't know what Project Bluebeam is, I believe that, from what I understand, Project Bluebeam was a defense system, essentially, that was created by our military to help deceive our enemy during times of war. Basically, Project Bluebeam is a holographic 3D imager that can project holographic images up into the sky and make people believe that there are things there that aren't really there. So case in point, if we wanted to draw out where our enemy was hidden, Project Bluebeam would fire a image up into the sky of maybe attack helicopters or fighter jets, and dude, get around the corner. What are you doing? The frick are you doing? Anyway, sorry about that. people make me crazy with the way that they drive. Anyway, so they would fire up this image into the sky of fighter jets or attack helicopters, and which would draw out fire, right? The enemy would be firing upon these images thinking that they were actual helicopters or fighter jets, and then that would reveal their positions to our military, who could then more strategically pinpoint how to destroy the enemy with causing the least amount of collateral damage as possible. So, all in all, it's a good project. I mean, I'd much rather have them doing something like that than just randomly shooting, hoping that they're hitting a target. I think there's less innocent people killed that way. But the Illuminati saw that technology and went, we can use that to our advantage. Or maybe they were even behind its conception. But I truly do not believe in UFOs, that they're craft from other worlds coming to our world. I think that everything is just much too far away for alien creatures to be coming. I think that they're more likely interdimensional beings, aka fallen angels, who are coming through the veil and are influencing humanity in a bad way. I think that the whole increase in technology that we've been seeing over the last 50 years, along with just the development of more and scarier, sophisticated weaponry, I think that this is all part of the demonic plan to fight against Jesus when he returns. So I think that when we're seeing UFOs in the sky, we're not actually seeing UFOs from another world. We're seeing interdimensional beings making us think that there is an imminent alien invasion, when actually it's just demons. Just demons. That's any better than aliens? No, it's not. It's worse, actually. Because the Bible says that there's going to be a great deception in the end times, right? Well, and it's going to be a deception that's going to even fool the elect, meaning it's going to be fooling the believers in God, right? So what kind of thing, what would it take to turn humanity away from God completely? I mean, it would be an alien invasion. And an alien invasion would really cause people to start doubting the existence of God, or it would solidify what they're already suspecting, that there is no God and that there's just aliens out there and that they seeded the earth and that we're all like the descendants of beings from another planet. There was no creation, there was no evolution. It was all just a matter of a higher race of beings that technically crafted this planet. And I think for some people, especially atheists, that would be a much easier pill to swallow than that there was a loving God behind the creation of this world. So I truly believe that aliens and UFOs are all a construct carefully calculated by demonic forces. And I think that up until recently, like up until the 20th century, I think that the demons had been kind of held back a bit. I think that God had them chained up. And sometime in the 20th century, that those chains started falling off those fallen angels and they were allowed to be let loose, which is exactly what the Bible says is going to happen. And I think that the fallen angels that are coming through the veil because we've opened the veil. You know, during the 1950, in the 40s, obviously, we set off some atomic bombs in Hiroshima, which started us going towards bigger, better, stronger, and more devastating forms of nuclear technology. Starting with the atom bomb and then going to the neutron bomb. And we were setting off bombs left and right in the Arizona desert. Russia was setting off bombs. People were setting off bombs, testing their nuclear weapons. Now North Korea's, done it underground. We've got CERN firing up and doing all kinds of crazy things. And I think that all of this stuff is stuff that breaks the barrier, that rips open the veil between this world and the other world. And every time that happens, more and more of these demonic creatures come through, and they're doing what they did at the time of Noah. They are mating with human women and creating nephilim beings, and they're walking among us now. And I know that sounds paranoid, but just think about the accelerated rate of technology. The last time that this happened was right after the flood, right after Noah's flood, right? And what happened right after Noah's flood? What kind of technology did we see? Well, the pyramids were built. Pyramids were built all over the world, right? Look at what Rome did. Rome really advanced our human civilization with the way that they built roads, the way that they accumulated knowledge, the way that they built aqueducts, and they just did all this crazy high technology stuff. And once the Nephilim creatures of that time died off, we went into the Dark Ages. We didn't even know how to do all this stuff, right? So we've seen it again now, where the technology has far exceeded what the average human being would be able to accomplish without having just some superior knowledge from somewhere, right? Look at the leaps that took place. In the 20th century, we went from horse and buggy to the space shuttle, for crying out loud. In a less than 100 years. My Uncle Tony, my great Uncle Tony, who lived to be 106, he died in I think it was 87 or 88. He saw everything literally from horse and buggy to the space shuttle in his lifetime. And I mean, think of all of human history prior to the space age. Thousands and thousands and thousands of years without any advanced technology, and then boom, everything happened at once. And it all happened with a distinct, what I see is a distinct goal in mind. And that's everything from radio to television to the space race to video games, streaming media, social media. All of it was created to, quote unquote, help humanity, but what has it actually done? It's disconnected us from one another, and it's distracting us from our Creator. It's distracting us from God. So here we are, disconnected from one another. You know, we do all of our socialization via social media. I mean, nobody picks up the phone and calls people anymore and actually meets with them and talks with them. Everybody does everything via social media, you know. You have these 5-minute contacts with people. Hey, I saw what you wrote on Facebook. I really, you know, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, you know, and nobody really is connecting on a deep and spiritual level in this world anymore. Nobody is. I mean, every time I go out to eat, I'm like blown away as I look around the room how many people are not talking, but they're on their phones and they're texting, or they're writing a Facebook post, or they're taking a selfie. Everyone's disconnected. Everyone. And I'm guilty of it too. But this is all a construct by a demonic force, you guys, to get us to disconnect, to dehumanize us, and to build a wider gap between us and our Creator. Because in the end, Satan wants to take as many people with him as he can. He knows he can't beat God. He knows he can't beat him. So he wants as many souls as possible to reside with him in hell once everything is said and done. He wants everybody with him. So he's doing everything that he can right now to get you to not think about the Creator and think about other things that don't even exist, like aliens. Something that I found very surprising, in the last couple months, we're seeing the military, which is adamantly denied the existence of extraterrestrials. Now they're releasing videos of, you know, like fighter jet pilots chasing after UFOs, and they're asking the public to come forward with any information that they have on any kind of aliens that they think that they may have seen or have gotten a video of. It's almost disclosure. And that's what makes me think that a alien, quote-unquote, alien invasion is imminent. Trump makes a space force? What is that? You know? What does he know? And if there's anybody out there who is demonic and deceiving the elect, it is that guy. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's what I think, guys. I don't think that aliens are real. I think that they are, actually, I do believe that they're real. I just don't believe that they are what we're being told that they are. I believe that they are demons. I think that every time we fire up CERN, there are things coming through the veil. You know, they're like ripping time-space open, and time-space is like the thing that was keeping us separated from these demonic forces. And when they rip that veil open, every time they fire up CERN and start doing these things, more and more of these demonic things are coming through. I think the first ones came through once the first atomic bombs were fired off. And I think that they've been mating with humans. And over the course of time, I think that a couple of them would have come through here and there. And I think that, this is going to sound terrible, but I think a lot of the royalty of the world, both in monarchy form and in Hollywood form, are probably nephilim hybrids. So who knows how many there are in this world. All I know, and I'm sure that a lot of you can attest to this and have probably seen this too, how many times have you been in a room full of people, looked around and found at least one or two people in that room who looked like they were born without a soul? It's something that I'm seeing more and more. And I've been, for the entirety of my adult life, I have worked, well, actually for the entirety of my working life, I've worked in situations where I was dealing with customers constantly. In fact, in the job I'm in right now, I probably have the least amount of customer contact, but I still do have customer contact. But I've dealt with a lot of people, and I remember during the early 2000s, I really started to notice these people, because I was working in a job where I was literally seeing thousands of people a week. And I started to notice that there were these people who I would come into contact with, who, I swear to you, I can't explain how I know this, but I knew that they didn't have a soul, that they were a soulless creature. And a lot of them were people who drove really nice cars. I didn't see this among the poor and disenfranchised. I saw this among the rich, elite people. And they weirded me out. They made my skin crawl. They made me feel like I had like an oily substance all over me. It was just, ugh, creepy. Well, since that time, I have seen more and more and more and more of these people. And they're freaking me out, man. I'm not even kidding you. They are freaking me out. And before I realized that aliens don't really exist, I thought that maybe they were aliens walking among us. But now I think that they might be Nephilim hybrid people, half human, half demonic angel, and all 100% evil. Just bad news, guys. Bad news. Alright, so I am at work now. Well, now that y'all think I'm crazy, I'd still like to know what you think. So please leave a comment and let me know what you think about aliens. And I hope you all have a great day, and I love you guys. And I only try to bring you this information and this point of view so that you can, like, form your own opinion. I'm not telling you that you have to believe in the things that I believe in, but sometimes seeing things from another perspective helps, and it helps me because then you give me your perspective and I see the world in a bigger view. So that's what I encourage here. No hate, okay? Just honest conversation. So, all right, I love you guys. Mwah. Take care. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.